Have you ever noticed that a dark room can feel completely different from the same room during the day? Imagine you're alone at night, the lights are off, everything is quiet. Suddenly, you hear a small sound from another room. Your heart starts beating faster, you feel alert, maybe even a little scared. But why? The darkness itself can't hurt you. So why do millions of people around the world feel uncomfortable when the lights go out? Is it because of ghosts and monsters? Or is there a much deeper reason hidden inside the human brain? The answer takes us back thousands of years, to a time when darkness wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. And what you'll discover might completely change the way you think about fear. Today, we live in a world filled with artificial light. Street lights brighten our cities, phones glow in our hands, and with the push of a button, we can light up an entire room. But for most of human history, none of these things existed. When the sun disappeared below the horizon, darkness took over. There were no flashlights, no electricity, no security cameras, and no way to see what was hiding just beyond the reach of your eyes. For our ancestors, night was one of the most dangerous times of the day, and that ancient reality may still be influencing our minds today. To understand why humans fear darkness, we first need to understand the world our ancestors lived in. Imagine living 50,000 years ago. You wake up with the sunrise, you spend the day gathering food, hunting animals, and searching for water. As the sun begins to set, everything changes. The temperature drops, visibility disappears, and suddenly you become vulnerable. Humans are not natural night hunters. Unlike owls, cats, and wolves, we don't have exceptional night vision. Our eyes are designed to work best during daylight. This means that once darkness falls, our ability to detect danger becomes much weaker, and that's a serious problem, because many predators become more active at night. Ancient humans shared their environment with lions, hyenas, saber-toothed cats, giant snakes, and countless other predators. While humans struggled to see in the dark, these animals often had a major advantage. In many situations, humans became the ones being hunted. For our ancestors, darkness meant uncertainty, and uncertainty often meant danger. Now imagine two ancient humans. The first one ignores danger. He wanders away from the campfire at night without paying attention to strange sounds around him. The second person is cautious. Every rustle in the bushes makes him alert. Every unfamiliar sound grabs his attention. Who is more likely to survive? Most likely, the cautious one. Over thousands of generations, people who were more sensitive to potential dangers often had a better chance of staying alive and passing on their genes. This is how evolution works. Traits that improve survival tend to stick around, and fear is one of those traits. Fear isn't a mistake. Fear is a survival tool. In many ways, fear helped our ancestors live long enough to become our ancestors, and darkness became one of the strongest triggers for that fear, because it reduced something humans desperately needed: information. When we can't see what's around us, our brains automatically become more cautious, because in the ancient world, failing to notice danger could be fatal. If darkness was only about predators, then modern humans shouldn't be afraid of it anymore. After all, most of us sleep in safe homes, locked behind doors. So why does fear still exist? The answer lies inside the human brain. Our brains are prediction machines. Every second, your brain is trying to understand what is happening around you. It gathers information from your eyes, ears, nose, and skin to create a picture of reality. But darkness creates a problem. When the lights go out, your brain suddenly loses one of its most important sources of information: vision. And when information disappears, uncertainty increases. The human brain doesn't like uncertainty. In fact, it often treats uncertainty as a potential threat. This is why a pile of clothes in a dark room can suddenly look like a person, or why a harmless sound can feel much more frightening at night. Your brain would rather assume danger and be wrong than ignore danger and pay the price. This survival strategy helped our ancestors stay alive, but it also means our imagination can sometimes work against us. Have you ever wondered why children are often more afraid of darkness than adults? The reason is fascinating. Children have incredibly active imaginations. Their brains are constantly creating stories and possibilities. At the same time, the parts of the brain responsible for logical reasoning are still developing. This creates the perfect environment for fear. A shadow can become a monster. A strange noise can become something hiding under the bed. Even though adults know these fears aren't real, many children genuinely experience them. And interestingly, adults aren't completely different. The only difference is that adults have learned to control those fears better. Deep inside, the ancient fear of the unknown still exists in almost everyone. One of the strangest things about darkness is that it rarely scares us because of what we see. It scares us because of what we can't see. Think about that for a moment. Most fears are based on imagination. When you're walking through a dark hallway, your brain starts asking questions. What was that sound? Did something move? Is someone there? The less information you have, the more your imagination fills in the blanks. This is why horror movies often use darkness so effectively. The audience doesn't actually see the danger. Instead, their minds create something even more frightening. And because every person's imagination is different, the fear becomes personal. Darkness gives the brain room to invent possibilities, and sometimes those possibilities feel very real. Today, we live in the safest period in human history. We have homes, electricity, technology, and security systems. Yet our brains are still running software that evolved thousands of years ago. Evolution moves slowly. Technology moves fast. That's why many ancient instincts still exist even when they are no longer necessary. For example, people still jump when they hear sudden loud noises. People still fear heights. And many people still feel uncomfortable in complete darkness. These reactions aren't signs of weakness. They're reminders of where we came from. Our ancestors survived because they paid attention to danger, and the traces of that survival system still live inside us today. So why are humans afraid of darkness? Because for most of human history, darkness represented uncertainty, vulnerability, and danger. Predators hunted at night, visibility disappeared, and survival depended on staying alert. Over thousands of generations, our brains evolved to treat darkness with caution. Even though the modern world has changed dramatically, our minds still carry pieces of that ancient survival programming. The next time you feel uneasy in a dark room, remember this. You are experiencing a fear that helped your ancestors survive for thousands of years. It's not just fear, it's history, it's evolution, and it's a reminder that the ancient human still lives inside every one of us. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments. Are you still afraid of the dark, or have you completely overcome that fear? And if you love videos about human evolution, psychology, ancient history, and the hidden reasons behind everyday human behavior, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next question we're exploring might reveal something surprising about you.